Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing this fine, beautiful Tuesday evening? I hope everyone has had a great day so far. I have. I'm trying to get something to come up in the background. So hold on, hold your horses, everyone. Wow, this is interesting. Whew. Hold on. I will be talking about day 2 of George Floyd's murder trial of the 3 former cops, J Alexander Kueng, Thao and Thomas Lane. And I'm trying to figure out, hold on, why I can't get something in the background that I wanted to put in the background. So bear with me, everyone. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this is weird. This is really weird. Let me try just one more thing. Layout. See what will. Nope. Wow. Okay. So I can't figure out how to get something to show in the background. And I'm trying different layouts to see if it will come up. And it's not showing up. This is weird. So weird. Mm. What I'm going to do is put in the comments if anybody would like to come into the show. Hey, Latrice B. Oh, can you please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If anybody would like to join the panel and come on here, this is the link that I posted, and I wanted to, I had taken a screenshot and I was trying to make that the background. So I don't know why it's not showing up. I need some young folks. Well, guess I'll just have to figure out. My son might have to have me figure out how to do this. But anyway, we have a case of 3 former police officers that are being charged by the United States government. These are federal charges, not state charges. And the U.S. government must prove the defendants deprived George Floyd's right to be secured by the United States Constitution. They are saying his 14th Amendment was violated, the right to be free from an unreasonable seizure, and his right to due process. So that is what the government is saying. Hey, Queen, how are you? So on day 2 of this trial, everyone is still talking about Cardi B and Tasha K, and that's okay. I mean, Tasha K has to pay Cardi B $3.8 million. I'm not concerned about that. I am concerned about these 3 former cops, Kueng, Thao, and Lane. I am concerned about them. I want them to be held accountable for George Floyd's death, as Derek Chauvin was. So on day 2 of the trial, they called in FBI forensic examiner Kimberly Malin. And she was on the stand breaking down the video from Thomas Lane's body camera. Now, the reason we're talking about Thomas Lane, because Thomas Lane is saying, and it is heard on body cam, on his body cam, that he says, shouldn't we turn him over? And so he's saying that, hey, I tried to help. I suggested that we turn his body to the side or turn him over to the side. So that's where Thomas Lane, because as I said, these 3 officers are all being charged with the same crimes. They are all being charged. But Thomas Lane is trying to distance himself by saying, I said that the police officer, that shouldn't we turn George Floyd over to his side? And that can be heard on body cam. Hey, fat boy, what's going on? And so here again, we are going through the death of George Floyd again. And I feel so sorry for the family that they have to go through this. Now, the key highlights is George Floyd's former girlfriend will not be testifying. And that's great. She did not want to go through it again. And that is great. Great news. Also today, you had the clerk that waited on George Floyd when he gave him the alleged fake or counterfeit, however you want to say, $20 bill, which we've never seen yet. Um, and he said that, George Floyd seemed a little out of it. And once he waited on him and realized that he had given him a counterfeit bill, is when he called the manager and therefore was told to call the police. He said he seemed like he was high. And so it was the Cup Foods cashier. His name was Christopher Martin. Martin told witnesses that he accepted the $20 bill. He immediately knew it was fake. Mr. Martin says he told a manager who told him to go outside and convince Floyd to come back in. When George Floyd refused to come back in, police was called to the store, which brought all three officers and Derek Chauvin to the scene. Martin later described going outside and seeing people yelling at Thao. Now, this is ex-officer Thao, to check on George Floyd. He says he then saw Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck and started to shoot video. But Mr. Martin chose to delete it because he didn't want to see it again. These three former Minnesota police officers are accused of depriving George Floyd of his civil rights. And the reason you're not seeing coverage is because this is a federal trial. And of course, there are no cameras allowed. And I repeat again that Officer Thomas Lane did say, shouldn't we turn him over to the side? And that can be heard on the video. So he's trying to distance himself, and he's trying to say that, hey, I wasn't part of this. Like, I asked them, shouldn't we turn him over to the side? But that's a bunch of BS too. You said it, but you still didn't react up on it. Ex-officer, policeman Thomas Lane. Then we also had Charles McMillan. He was an eyewitness to the events that unfolded on the day of Floyd's death. He was the second witness to take the stand for the prosecution. McMillan told the court he was driving by Cup Foods that day when he noticed commotion and decided to pull over. He said he remembered telling Floyd that he can't win. And the video evidence showed to the courtroom He can be heard pleading with officers to please let him breathe. Wow. Wow. How amazing. I mean, somebody rides by, pull over to try to help, and then they're pleading to the police officers to please let him breathe. McMillan then said he was afraid Floyd was going to die. What a feeling. So, of course, in cross examination, they asked Mr. McMillan if he recalled Officer Lane saying that the officer should roll Floyd over, or if he heard Lane say, "I think he's passing out." McMillan answered no to both questions. McMillan went on to say that he did not recall any of the officers rendering aid to George Floyd, and he does not remember George Floyd resisting arrest or fighting the officers. How tragic. How tragic. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I'm just going over what happened in day 2 of the 3 former Minnesota police officers that were responsible for George Floyd's death. And it is the federal government has picked this up, and they are saying George Floyd was deprived of his constitutional rights. Also to testify today was the 911 dispatcher. She took the call from Cup Foods. Her name was Jenna Scurry. Miss Scurry, she went through her timeline. She said the officers gave her a code 4, which means the scene was safe. Then the prosecution went on to ask Scurry what dispatchers are supposed to do if they receive a call about a person who can't breathe. She told the court a fire crew is usually called to respond due to their inability to be almost anywhere in 4 minutes or less. But now check this out. The 911 dispatcher, Jennifer Scurry, who has been traumatized by this too, she goes on to say, as she was watching the situation unfold on surveillance camera, she observed Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck. She said what she saw disturbed her enough to call the police sergeant on duty. She actually thought the cameras was frozen. But after she realized it was frozen, that's when she called the Minnesota police sergeant. So kudos to you, Miss Curry. And I hope one day you'll be able to sleep after seeing a man murdered in front of your eyes. So those were the highlights of day 2 of the trial. So you had a 911 dispatcher, an eyewitness, and the clerk that has testified in this federal trial for Thao, Lane, and Kueng. And Officer Lane is trying to distance himself by saying that he told them that they should lay him over. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Oh, okay. Hold on. I have one guest. Okay. Hey, Robert Keller.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, nothing much.
Um, but,
Nothing much.
but yeah, I like this.
Nothing much.
I like, I like, what you're doing. And man, I think this would be if they were to get a guilty verdict. I'm pretty sure they will, or they probably gonna tear the city up if they don't.
Oh,
But
yeah.
um, I think this kind of set an example um of police officers in this situation where they would just turn a blind eye to certain things. Now that they know that if that were to happen, you pretty much just as guilty. Uh,
Right.
and and, and man, I didn't think that I would be. Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but based off what happened with Mr. Chauvin or Derek, his verdict, it
Mm-hmm.
appears. I never thought that I would say this in my lifetime, but it appears that progress uh, is being made as far as police officers being held responsible for any type
Yes.
of negligence or wrongdoing. Even with the
Yes.
other officer, the that thought she was shooting, tasing the guy. You know, I,
Yes.
I, I think 10 years from now, both of them would have walked. So it's glad to see like justice prevailing in situations like this, and hopefully, um, going forward, police officers would think twice based off this trial.
Yes. Yes. And I had that background. I cannot get that background to show up where I was trying to wait a minute. Hold on. You still okay, there you go. Yeah, I don't know why it won't show up,
What
but
are you
I had
talking?
listed what the US government, they are saying that he was deprived of his constitutional rights with the Fourth Amendment.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You put share
And
screen?
so, huh?
Did you put it on share screen?
Well, I was trying to put it
Oh, it's
as
in the
the
background.
background.
It's in the background.
Right.
Okay.
You
Yeah, when
see,
it's in the
I can't.
background, we're gonna cover it up. You will have to put us on the side, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
You have to
Wait a
put us on
minute.
the side, or take us off completely. Because
Yeah, see.
when you do it in the back
Okay, I'll
next
have to
time, just
practice a little bit more because I
yeah,
just did that.
yeah. Next time, just hit share screen, and then it'd be better.
Yeah, and do it like that.
Yeah,
hmm Yes, because it should be showing right now because I just changed it
yeah.
to
That's because we covering it up because you got it in the background.
right. But I don't know if you guys can see in the background. I get US versus Thao, Kong, and Lane, and I had what the government was charging these former 3 police officers with. But yes, I'm glad. I hope they are convicted. And unlike you, we are making progress because they did find that female officer
Right.
guilty when she tried to say that she made a mistake. And I am so glad that they are prosecuting these police officers. If you are scared, you do not need to be a police officer. If you
I
are
don't even
fearful
think
of,
I, I don't even think it was a matter of them being scared. I think they just completely disregarded him in his life. Like just didn't give a fuck. I mean, I'm sorry, they just didn't care.
so what do you think about this one officer that is saying um, that he told them to roll him over, Thomas Lane, and he's actually going to testify in his defense,
That he
saying
told,
that he told them.
and they said, yeah, he's all right. I mean, it gotta come to a point where if you know something is not right. So he told him to we put him in a recovery, whatever position, or roll him over, whatever. And Derek said, "Oh no, he's good right here," and he just left it at that. But he checked his
Okay,
pulse
I
too,
did something.
huh?
Yeah.
He
So
checked
we
his
have this.
pulse, and he didn't have a pulse, and he still. I mean, it got to come to a point where you got to intervene. It
Right.
got to come to a point where you're not asking. You saying, "Okay, get up off of him." He shouldn't have asked him. He should have said, "Okay, go ahead and get up." That shouldn't have been the question. He's non-responsive. Get up. He shouldn't even ask the question. So of course he's gonna throw him
Well,
under the bus because he's the senior officer and he's listening to him. So that's what he's gonna testify to.
and it's unfortunate that those other 2 officers, they were rookies.
Well, the child guy, the Chinese guy, he wasn't a rookie.
Right.
The one that says don't do drugs, he wasn't a rookie. And they telling him
Right.
like check his pulse, and he worried about them standing on the sidewalk instead of
Yeah.
him not breathing.
He was worried about who's filming them.
Exactly.
Get away.
They said check his pulse, and he take out his mace and shake it up instead. And then
And
you
you
have
know,
a paramedic or a firefighter on the scene, and she's saying, "I'm a firefighter. Let me check his pulse," and begging him check his pulse. He's not responding. He haven't said anything. So man, that's just man. Every time I think about it, kind of just make me
I
upset.
know. Don't it make you? It just make you. Oh, I remember when that happened. Actually, it was in 2020 when
Right.
COVID first
Right
came
during the
out.
pandemic, and they said the hell with
And
pandemic. We out here in these streets.
oh my God, I went downtown Chicago.
Right.
Matter of fact, I met Dubowski down there,
Right.
and we protested. I took the train because I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, when I saw that man, that officer kneeling his neck, I
Hmm.
couldn't even sleep with his hands in his pocket, like he had won some type of prize. And I
Right.
remember
Just all
getting up that
nonchalant.
Saturday morning, and I'm like, I'm going downtown to protest. I had been in my house for 3 months, scared to death of COVID, flipping over furniture, cleaning up. And when this happened, I said, F COVID. I got on that metro train, and and it was a lot of us on that train. And we went downtown and we protested downtown Chicago and protested Uh,
I remember I went down. So I had went down there, and just to see that, I couldn't believe it. Like just to see the police officers in riot gear and man, it was I'll never forget that. Like I would have never thought like I would be seeing this,
oh,
but
you came downtown in Chicago too?
yeah, I was everywhere. I was everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I didn't just
Hey,
go to
they left the
Chicago.
bridges up. I don't even know if the Boski, if they even made it across the bridge or was they stuck on the other side.
I
But when
went to
I heard them,
Minnesota too. I went to Minnesota too.
oh wow.
Um,
Oh,
um,
if I would have been down there, they would have been arresting me because I would have been throwing smoke
so
bombs,
check it
fire
out.
bombs.
So I went. That's what I went down there for. Because I understood that a lot of people was getting arrested and may have needed some bail money, and I was in a position to help people who me and not just me, a couple other people. And that's what we went down there for, to get people out and provide any type of bail money if needed. Um, but man, just to see
Wow,
that,
that was awesome. That was
but
awesome for you guys to do that.
just to see that, it was like wow, like just to see the
I
police
know.
officers
And
in tactical
see, they
gear.
showing it
And
all on TV now again. And you know, I don't know about y'all, but I mean, I looked at oh my God, the cigarette man in New York when they choked him to death.
oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my God, somebody type his name in there. Oh, please type his name. I'm having a brain freeze. The guy in Eric Garner. Wasn't that his name? Remember,
Uh,
we watched them murder him on TV.
and that's what I'm saying, like, and they got away with it.
Yeah.
So
And then they used
and that's what I'm
they
saying. Like,
used the
I
method
see his
that
progress
they
being
shouldn't
made.
even use. Oh, we're on delay. Let me be quiet. Okay, go ahead.
But now that's the the point that I was making. Like, there's progress being made to see police officers actually getting held responsible for their actions, because, like I said, just 10 years ago they would be free, and you just recently gave the example with the guy in New York.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that traumatized me watching that on TV. They don't realize showing this stuff over and over. And God forbid, I'm so glad I I, I wasn't there to witness this stuff. This 911 operator, she can't sleep. The witness that pulled over to help him, just, out of curiosity,
Hmm.
seeing them the way they was handling him,
All right.
and then just saying, today he even told the police officer he can't breathe, and he felt that they was going to kill him, and they did.
And
Then
then
that
I,
poor girl, that
and then
videotape, that young girl, we don't know what kind of effect this is going to have on her mind
and
because the police,
it kind of put the bystanders in a difficult situation too, because I can tell, like, they want to do something, but you may get shot in the process. So it kind of put them in a bad situation, because especially the black guy, I can the one that I think he was an MMA fighter or something. I can tell he wanted to intervene, but then you got Chow over there ready, shaking up his mace can.
right. Now, Tears said what traumatized me for real was seeing Philando get his brains bro- blown out in front
Right,
of his girl and her child.
right.
Wow. She says, I can't even look at police brutality on Facebook anymore. It gives me some type of PTSD.
It do, it do.
Well, see, here in Joliet, you know, we're a suburb of Chicago, and we got just as many problems as they do in Chicago.
Right.
They shooting and killing folks and doing everything.
And you would think that,
And we have crooked police officers here. Uh, finally, finally, we do have uh, the state's attorney. I mean, his boss. Um, who's Kim Fox's boss? What's his name? Um, Rao something.
I have no
They
idea.
have come in and they are going to investigate the Joliet Police Department because they have killed a few black men while in custody. Hey, hey, JoJo, Club Red in the house. What it do? Oh, tears. You remember that story? Do you know I grew up in that neighborhood where that girl's body was found? And do you know that girl was in the house the entire time? That baby was in the house the entire time when people was protesting and looking for this baby Samaya, and to this day they have not arrested anybody. I think they have burned that house down.
Yeah, I remember. Who was that doing that? He actually was in Minnesota with me. Jedediah Brown. You know Jedediah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he covered that. He was actually in Minnesota with me. Jedediah, he was the one. Remember, he also remember when Trump did the rally in here.
Uh-huh.
He got on stage. He got on
Yep.
stage. It's already great. Start tearing up stage. But yeah, he
Yeah.
covered that. Jedediah,
Yeah.
real good dude.
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah.
activist in Chicago.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And they do have the new Black Panthers that that they have going now in Chicago. The new Black Panthers. A friend of mine, Mr. Cleveland Barrett, he is part of that group. Yeah. Oh wow. So yes, Tears, that's a Maya case. I mean, that was crazy. You had three adults in that house, and all the time the baby was in the couch, dead, dead. Okay, so yeah, her dad did burn it down. Yeah, yeah. Yep. So yeah, Joliet, we got our problems too. We got crooked policemen here. I don't want to see them. I'm trying to stay a law-abiding citizen now, because I can't go sit on no cold concrete slab. Um, don't ask me to do no type of crime with you. I don't want to know about it because I'm a sting like a canary bird. I'm telling you now.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's another thing we need to work on is actually knowing our rights because man, they violate them on a regular, and you don't even
yeah,
realize
they
they
do.
are. You know,
Yeah,
I have uh I have sued, I won a lawsuit, and I have some pending for my rights being violated. So I think that's very important is to actually know your rights because they are depending on you to they are counting on you to be ignorant so they
right.
can so they can take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because, oh, wait a minute. What's this going on with the cop that killed Laquan McDonald getting out because they said that his constitution, they didn't read him his Miranda rights or something.
What happened?
The
Yeah, but
officer that killed Laquan McDonald
I,
is getting ready to be released.
I know he's being released. I didn't know that was the reason.
Yes. So this guy hasn't even been in jail for
He did
what?
like
Maybe two,
3 years or something like that.
three, 3 years
Yeah, I
for
didn't know that was
shooting
the reason
a
though.
black man in the back 16 times?
Get the clip out on him. I don't think he gonna be safe. He gonna be safe in these streets.
No, no, no. I don't care wherever he goes. Anybody know where George Zimmerman at?
Mm-mm. Change his appearance and everything.
Yeah, yes. So people learn your rights, um, your constitutional rights. Um, I do know they used to have some firms, um, some legal firms that you could pay like $10 or $15 a month to. This was years ago that they came to my church. It was an organization where if you got arrested, you know, you could call these people and they would be right there. But that was many, many moons ago. I don't even know if they still have those type of groups.
Oh, Tears, you know Lamont too? Yeah, Lamont, he a young guy. He
Yeah.
little young guy.
And my guy, his name is Cleveland Barrett. And he's over the new Black Panthers. Yeah. And so,
Lamont, he went I remember him in the Kanika Jenkins, he went hard for that situation. Lamont, young guy. Got a lot of yeah, he real good dude.
yeah. And that's another case, that was sad, because I really feel as though there was more to Kanika Jenkins' murder. Um, I feel that there was some foul play. I don't know how she could have gotten into a freezer. I think they said her pants was down,
Breast
you know,
exposed.
and yeah,
Breast exposed, pants pulled down, pockets inside out, money all over the floor, hair a mess like she was in a fight, and they said it's an accident.
yeah, oh yeah, and um, Tears said her lip busted. She also says,
Right.
"Yep, Lemon got a lot of heart. He was in front marching face to face with officers
Yeah, he
fighting
did the
for
stare down.
Laquan."
Yeah, he one who did he did the stare down with all the officers.
Yeah,
That's how he kind of got, no, it's known. He was known for the stare down.
yeah. The freezer wasn't working. She did not freeze. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That whole Kanika Jenkins case, it does need to be reopened.
We ain't gonna reopen that. Uh, uh, that
Did
happened
the
in.
did the mother get some money?
I'm pretty sure she did. Well, that's Rosemont. Rosemont is nothing but business. There's really no
Mm-hmm.
residential in that area. It's all business, hotels, and offices, and they about that money. So they can't afford. They was trying to make it go away because it's messing up their bottom line, and I
Yeah.
believe that's what happened. Make this go away. If this was an accident, before we go bankrupt.
Yeah, it's just some areas that like they're gonna pay you out and it was something dirty. And that's one of those areas. That's one of those areas. Poor girl, may she rest in peace. And so I
All,
cannot wait to
all of a
see
sudden,
how this
cameras not.
trial.
How long you think it's gonna last?
Ooh, I don't know.
I
Probably, uh, maybe a week.
don't think so. I was thinking maybe 3 weeks.
A week.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're about right. Because see, it's three officers, and all three of them have lawyers. And then Thomas Lane, he is going to take the stand in his own defense. Wow. Tia said she watched Lemon find a missing girl dead under a car on Facebook Live.
What? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go over the 3-count indictment alleges that all four defendants, while acting under color of law, willfully deprived Mr. Floyd of his constitutional rights in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Section 244, specifically Count 1 of the indictment alleges that on May 28, 2020, Chauvin held his left knee across Mr. Floyd's neck and his right knee on Floyd's back and arm as George Floyd laid on the ground, handcuffed and unresisting, and kept his knees on Mr. Floyd's neck and body even after Mr. Floyd became unresponsive. The indictment alleges that Chauvin action violated Mr. Floyd's constitutional rights to be free from the use of unreasonable force by a police officer and resulted in bodily injury to and the death of Mr. Floyd. Count 2 of the indictment charges that Thao and Kueng willfully failed to intervene to stop Chauvin's use of unreasonable force, resulting in bodily injury to and the death of Mr. Floyd. Finally, count 3 of the indictment alleges that all four defendants saw Mr. Floyd lying on the ground in clear need of medical care and willfully failed to aid him. The indictment alleges that by doing so, all four defendants willfully deprived Mr. Floyd of his constitutional right not to be deprived of liberty without due process of the law, which includes an arrestee's right to be free from a police officer's deliberate indifference to his serious medical needs. The indictment alleges that the offense resulted in body injury to and the death of Mr. Floyd. A separate 2-count indictment also charges Chauvin with willfully depriving a Minnesota resident who was then 14 years old of the constitutional right by a police officer in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 242. And that indictment alleges that, check this out, they done went back on Derek Chauvin, found some more stuff. So they say on September 4th, 2017, Chauvin, without legal justification, held the teenager by the throat and struck the teenager multiple times in the head with the flashlight. The indictment alleges that offense included the use of a dangerous weapon, a flashlight, and resulted in body injury to the teenager. Count 2 of the indictment charges that Chauvin held his knee on the neck and upper back of the teenager, even as the teenager was lying prone, handcuffed, and unresisting, also
So,
resulting in bodily injury.
so this
This
common practice for
bastard,
him.
this son of a gun, been doing this stuff.
Um, what
So
about
he has a pattern. They
right?
are establishing a pattern. And it's more, but that's all I'm gonna read. Those were like the key highlights.
Have you been following the case? Um, with the bicycle guy
The bicycle guy who was winning the case, who took the stand and said the gun went off
went off by accident.
by
That goes
accident. You know,
that.
sometimes this is why. Okay, I'll let you finish.
Oh
Go
no,
on.
no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is why people shouldn't take the stand. You can take the stand and you can kill your whole defense.
That's
I'm gonna let
exactly
Mr.
what happened.
Taylor explain that to you because I watch court TV all day, but
That's
I'm not
exactly
a
what happened.
lawyer. I'm not trying to be a lawyer. I just been watching court TV to see the updates on these three ex-Minnesota cops. Go ahead. I'm gonna put my
And
mic on mute.
you have the video. They got the traffic camera video of him being chased down on his bike. He get to the area, go into the sidewalk where the car can't no longer go. You see the guy get out. You see him have a gun, and then he launched towards him. This is all on video. Like you see him launch towards him. Then the shot went off. All day self defense. All day until you get on there on the stand. I mean, I get it to a certain degree that you know some people should get on the stand. Um, eh, I think he could have, you know, he. I think he should have got on the stand if he was ready. Clearly, he wasn't ready. You know, they asking him questions. He kept saying, "Repeat the question." He not answering the question. The judge is just, just everybody, everybody just mad at him because, you know, he clearly he's not ready. You know, he's nervous, and this is his life.
Like
So,
another Tasha K.
what about what happened?
No, I said sounds sounds about like another Tasha K. Because they said he got on the stand and just blew her case.
Man,
Yeah,
he got on the stand, and I I was watching it when the defense questioned him. I could see that he was a little bit nervous, and I said they finna tear him up on the cross examination, and that's what happened. That's what happened. So
yeah,
now they want the judge to change the jury questionnaire uh, to pretty much saying they want them to change the self defense portion out because they feel like if he's saying the gun went off by accident, then that's no longer self-defense. So I'm looking at the attorneys, and they just looking like, man, this guy just messed us up. You can see it in their face, like, man,
Yeah.
we had it. We had it. You just messed everything up. But then again, I fault his counsel because they knew he wasn't ready. They shouldn't have put him up there till he was. They should have prepared him and prepped him to that he was ready. To the point where any type of nervousness wasn't going to show. Um, um, and man, he wasn't ready to get on there.
Well, what I need to know is why do uh, people feel like they have to take the stand?
I think it was important for him to take the stand so the jury could know his state of mind at the time. Now, I'm not saying everybody need to take the stand, but him, I think it was very crucial for him to take the stand. However, he wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared. That was the problem. He wasn't prepared, and he was all over the place on the stand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. So,
He had it. You
I
got
mean,
the
I know.
video.
I
You got
know.
the
I've been
video that
watching that
support
all today so I
everything.
can get the updates. Because I don't care. I don't. Well, I guess I should say I do care about the Cardi B case because now all of these people that's blogging, that's putting people's names out there, and all of this stuff, maybe they will stop because they can be sued. Um, Putting out malicious rumors on people, you know. But if you know it's the
Right.
truth, you can put it out there. But if you know it's a lie, you can't put it out there.
It's not even a legend at the time. Now, it's one thing you can say allegedly, but when
Right.
you when they are proving that no, this is not me, and you continue to do it, that's what messed her up. So she can't even
And
use,
she left the videos up, cocky.
you
And
can't.
they say she got to pay her $3.8 million. Angie, you still in here? Because what I was trying to find out is that she files bankruptcy or something. She does she still have to pay that money?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a judgment if she don't pay it. She's gonna have a judgment on her.
Right. So now, but that's the question. That's what I was trying to find out,
Oh, you said as far as bankruptcy, I don't
Lady
know.
Alicia.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying because people were saying, well, she'll be able to file bankruptcy. But I thought when you had a civil suit, they were saying it with civil suits that you still have to pay, even if you file bankruptcy.
So,
I guess I'll
so
Google it.
she's not doing no jail time or anything, right?
Um, I don't know. I just think it was
Just
like I don't know. I didn't
or
even follow the case. I really didn't.
I think she
I
just
really,
have to. She's
I
getting
mean, you know,
have to pay a Cardi 1.25 and plus her attorney fees.
yeah. So it's like 3.8 million. They were saying on Kwame show. I don't know.
Uh,
I really didn't
yeah,
care. I mean,
that's
I
still a lot.
know. Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone in Tasha's comments posted the law for the type of case she has. She cannot file bankruptcy. Oh my God. So yeah, that's uh well she better find her a whole bunch of winos and start doing
Man, I wish
shows and
I wonder she might have the money. I didn't saw that. I saw her super chat. Her super chat was getting busy, so she may have it.
yeah,
She
she
got a,
might
then
have
she
fans.
got a million subscribers. So that's generating money. Uh,
Yeah.
She got the Noonie. She got the Noonie commercial. So she gonna have to get out there and sell some Noonies. Pay that money back. But I'm finna get off here, Miss April. Get something to eat. And
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, let me see. She got the IRS after her.
but
She
I'm finna get off here, Miss April. Get something to eat right quick.
okay.
All
She
right.
haven't paid the IRS in 3 years. Wow, she's really crazy. Wow, Kel. Yeah. Well, I had a beautiful evening. I started the show late because I thought Atmos was gonna come on with his Venus versus Mars, and I didn't want to run into his show. But I thank everybody for coming to the show today, listening to the discussion. I hope you can please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, even those in the bushes. Um, Peace, love, hair grease. I'm out. Oh, wait a minute. Atmos Love said if Tasha K had all 1 million of her subscribers send her $5, she'll have that money for Cardi in no time. Oh, that's right. Oh no, Quasia. Yeah. Okay. Hey, it's Quasia. Okay, wait a minute. Now, it's considered a willful, malicious injury. She cannot file bankruptcy on it. Well, she got up there and she said that she lied. She knew she was lying. Who's going to want to listen to a liar? Who's going to send a liar $5? I mean, she said that on the stand. I didn't say it. She said it. And then, you kept it up. And then you didn't take the videos down. The Tasha K. Oops. Let me not say her name. Shit. Um, the queen of YouTube gossip was. I mean, she was walking around here like she was untouchable. She didn't take the videos down. She still, kept harassing that lady. Well, I hope they do learn a lesson. Yeah, because like I say, I'm glad everyone joined me today. Like I said, my channel, I will be talking about topics that's going on in the world. I will be sharing. Oh, okay. I will be sharing my story and what I've been going through um, with having my breast removed. Um, so I'm gonna be doing more things on that. Um, and also under the April Showers Network, we have DRT Radio FM, The Truth Radio, Buzz Tweet Radio, and tomorrow we are going to be doing day 3 of these 3 Minnesota police officers. Um, I can't say the names I want to call them, but we will be going over to B Sparrow panel tomorrow, and I want you all to come over there, and we're going to talk about day 3. And then we have author Terrence Patillo Sr. He's a motivational speaker. He is with the April Showers Network. And then we have Leap of Faith Ministries. That is with the April Showers Network. So I just want to thank you all for joining me today. Um, Anybody else want to put anything in there before I end the show? Yeah. And I just want to thank everybody for sticking and staying with me. If you can please um, share my videos, um, like, share my videos, I would appreciate it. If you don't, I'm not mad at anybody. I have more important things to worry about, and those are my issues with the after effects of my surgery that I'm dealing with now. Everybody have a great night. Peace out. April Showers.